Hi everyone, I'm going to do a couple videos on ISA 6 and 8, or hopefully combine it in one. I'm going to talk fast because my camera, my phone that I'm filming this on, almost full of space, and it's I don't want to run out and not be able to post it. So basically ISA 6, the first part, compare the passage in 3 versions, note the differences. So that is pretty self-explanatory. I just want to see you noting the differences, not just the obvious ones, but some nuanced ones. Show that you really have put some time into looking at these verses. And quote, say in verse 7 for the NIV. I mean, be specific so that if someone was just reading your observations, they knew exactly what you're talking about. And then compare the prayer in Philippians 1:3-11 and that of Colossians 1:3-8. Again, put some effort into that. You're going to be able to look at all sorts of things: the form, the purpose, the theology that's similar. Where was Paul when he wrote these? Is the tone similar? Does his focus seem to be on the same thing? Does he reference any of the same things? What are the themes, the words that he repeats? How does he address the people? There are so many things that you could say here. This should definitely not be like one sentence and then done. So that's number 2. And then complete a discourse analysis on Philippians 1:3-8. Okay, this does not need to be perfect, but I can easily see those who have put effort into this and those who haven't. The discourse analysis guide is something that you have to use to do well on this. You'll see that if you open up this is a week 7 assignment. So if you open up that folder and you go into the resources, you're going to see both the assignment guide will have that, and then we have the discourse analysis guide, which is really just that part of it that walks you through step by step how to do discourse analysis, and you have to use that to be able to do this well. You can't just Google discourse analysis and pull this off. This guide is there to help you to do it. And some people struggle with the colors and all that sort of thing. If you literally need to take magic markers and write on the paper to do this and to make it make any sense, and then scan it and email it, or take a picture of it with your phone and text it to me actually you can't text it to me. You can easily scan it or take a picture of it and email it to me if you need to do that. If you want to use crayons or something besides your computer to make the marks on the words, but definitely type it out. Just if you're having trouble doing things like arrows or colors or spacing and that sort of thing, feel free to do that. So that's the discourse analysis part of it. And I wanted to there's this other part that I think is confusing, and I keep forgetting to remind classes before we get to this part in the year, because no one asks me. I don't know why anyone doesn't clarify this, because I think there is an aspect of this assignment that's a little bit confusing in terms of where I want it. And so when it says evaluate Philippians 1:3-11 by performing a version comparison, a discourse analysis of 1:3-8, by comparing Philippians 1:3-11. Well, first of all, that should just be 1:3-11. It keeps saying, oh no, it's not there. One of the places it says 1:3-11 for Philippians, or 1:3-8. I think it's confusing the Colossians and Philippians. Anyway, it's Philippians 1:3-11 and Colossians 1:3-8 that are the 2 texts there. But then it says, and through a review of the commentaries of Craddock, Fee, and O'Brien, available in the Lesson 7 resource folders, and your discussion for Philippians 1:3-11. The idea is to demonstrate the interaction with these 3 commentaries. You need to provide correctly formatted in-text citations and bibliographic data for each of them. An epistles analysis worksheet is provided for you in Lesson 7 resources folder to help you. So, but it doesn't ever tell you on that worksheet where to do that. I'm essentially looking for your, on the last part, when you summarize your findings. Let me pull up an example. When you provide a preliminary statement of the message of Philippians 1:3-11, I know it says no more than a paragraph, but I don't really think there's another place to do that. You could also do it in number 2, compare the prayer of Philippians 1:3-11 with Colossians. If you want to do the commentaries of Craddock, Fee, and O'Brien there, I just somewhere need to see you interact with those commentaries and show that in your paper. So somewhere you should be citing those commentaries that you've utilized them in giving your essentially your message of what Philippians 1:3-11 is. Does that make sense? If you have questions about that, feel free to email me. But essentially, I just need to see somewhere that you've interacted with those commentaries and that you've cited them. So you don't just say, so you say, you know, the end of the paragraph, that was from O'Brien, page 20, whatever it was. Again, if you have questions, let me know. I don't care how you cite things, just make sure that you do. And so I think that's pretty much it for the discourse analysis piece. And then ISA number 8, the Greek word study worksheet. That is essentially the same thing as you did with the Hebrew word study. So if you're not sure what to do there, just go back and watch my video on the Hebrew word study assignment. The only difference then is step 4 of this ISA 8 Greek word study is that there's a little bit different step in terms of the utilization of Greek sources in theological dictionary. So there's a couple resources by Gerard Cattell and then Horst and Gerard Schneider. I believe both of those links are now working. If one of them isn't, just use one of them. I'm not going to count that against you. If they're both working, I want you to probably use both of them, if possible. And then it has the 4 steps. It says using the process below will allow you to access original language sources to strengthen and confirm your work from the previous 3 steps. So essentially, you're going to do the first 3 steps. They're the same 3 steps you did for the Hebrew word study, but this time we're doing it in Greek. And then those categories that you make are really going to help you. They're already going to give you the direction that you're making in terms of what you've observed about the word that you're studying. And then this step 4 is going to be something that helps confirm what you're seeing there from the study so far. So you're going to look up a word in an exhaustive concordance or through an online search tool such as the one that's listed there for you from unbound.biola.edu. Number 2, once you've found your word, look for the Greek transliteration. And in 3, look up the Greek word in one of the online dictionaries listed above or using a Greek lexicon you have at home. 4, list the uses of the word given in these resources. And then 5, comment on the way in which your observations and analysis above, so in steps 1 to 3, fit with what you're finding here, step 4, in your secondary resources. So step 4 are the secondary resources, step 1 to 3 are your findings, and I want you to make a message statement, essentially what you're finding from your studies, and then compare what you found versus what you found here using these secondary resources. So that's it. It should, it's a pretty somewhat technical assignment, but if you follow these steps, you'll be fine. And I am here if you have any questions specifically on how those steps work. So I hope that was helpful. The last ISA, let me pull that up really quick. So you have that. Alright, ISA 9. You're going to apply Philippians 1:3-11 by completing the following. Basically a bunch of paragraphs. So I'd like you to, in bold, write each paragraph title. So I can see when you've gone to one paragraph to the next of what you're talking about. So you can literally say and discuss in no more than one paragraph the way in which the passage has shaped the way you understand your role in the continuing story of God and His church. Put that in bold, and then write a paragraph under that. Then discuss in no more than one paragraph the implications of this passage and so forth, in bold, and then your paragraph under that. I want you to do that so that I can see exactly when you've transitioned to the next topic. So be specific and make this personal. Share a lot about your life. Be vulnerable with me. This is should be a really fun and easy assignment to get a good score on if you just put the time into really digging deep in yourself and applying that to your context and the things that it's asking you to do here. It's really easy to see when students are trying to breeze through this in 5 minutes. And this is really an application assignment. So instead of interpreting, you're applying this. So we've been doing a lot of interpretation at the end of assignments. This one, you're actually applying it. You're applying it to yourself, your personal life, your local church, the universal church, and and into cross-culturalism and globalization. Yeah. So hopefully this is a good exercise for you. Again, questions? Let me know. Love to you all. Bless you, and talk to you soon.